Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, The Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
What's going on, guys? So I was thinking lately about, I remember I was talking to you and I was telling you about a project that I was working on, and just so happened that it came to me out of nowhere, but it's crazy because it was right there in front of my face the whole time. But the thing that I've learned about it was that it brought out my creativity, which has been on standby for the longest time. So I thought that would be something good for us to talk about, just basically rediscovering our creativity. Because I think that when we were younger as kids, you could think of anything. You know, your dreams is like so big, and then as you get older and you turn into an adult, the way that you dream as a kid when you got older, it ain't the same. Life start life, and so I just wanted to talk about that, and just wanted to get your guys' view on like what's some ways that people can rediscover their creativity.
I think for me, most of the time where I feel like I'm not creative, I got a lot going on. Like my mind is clouded with, I don't want to say words, but like just things that I'm thinking about, or things that I feel like maybe burdens, maybe overwhelming, things like that. And so when I get like that, I feel like in order to get my creativity back, I have to realign myself with the universe. So it's like I have to go to a place where all of that outside noise is released, and I'm able to quiet my mind and just flow free. And then it's not even like effort after that. It's like everything just come to me.
See, I like that. Creativity is so interesting to me because I remember as a kid I always felt like, oh, well, you know, I'm not really creative or whatever because I didn't excel in the arts and crafts. You asked me to cut a piece of paper, it can't happen. like just the coloring inside the line, it wasn't for me or whatever. And then I remember like growing up, I was like, dang, yeah, I'm just not creative like or whatever. It wasn't until adulthood that I started even thinking about the word creativity different. I started thinking about the things that I do and like the different projects that I do work on. I'm like, oh, well, you're creative in this way. Like you're creative in the sense of like somebody would come to you with a video and a problem and you don't know how to edit a video, but you'll figure it out. Like that's a very creative way. And so what I do when I need to rediscover my creativity is I remind myself that literally everything I do is a creation. So like the writing of my name, that is me creating like my name on this piece of paper now. And so whenever I used to feel like I was lacking creativity, I would always just remember that literally everything around me was my creation.
Well, I think what you said a lot just now because I was the same way, or am, I don't know. But I was never artistic. I can't draw. I can't even draw a stick figure. You know, so if somebody's like, be creative, I would be like, I'm not creative. You know, but then I started realizing that I'm a creative problem solver. So like you can give me any problem and the way, like I'll come at it from a whole different ball game. And so everybody's just like what? And I'm like, oh, so that's a very creative thing. But then when you think about creation, basically every part of your life you are creating it, every single thing. And so when I think about it from that perspective, I'm like, okay, I am a creator. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, my biggest thing, my creative talent that I had was drawing, right? And so when I got older, it just sort of dwindled away because I used to just be in my room out of nowhere. I'll take a picture of something and I wouldn't trace it, but I can look at it and then just draw it. And so over time, I stopped doing it. And after a while, it was gone, right? So as I got older, I was like, dang. I started getting my creativity back because I started taking the time out to be like, you know what, let me do something that sort of like healing to me. And that was something that was very healing to me. And now I can't do it how I did when I was a kid, but I found something that was sort of like replaced that, but it was similar to that. And I think when you got something that just sparks your creativity, that's something that's sort of like it's almost like medicine for you. It's something that's healing for you.
I notice like I'm most creative when I'm feeling good. So like if you put me on the spot and like come up with something creative right now, and I'm gonna be like, you know. But if I'm feeling good, I'm gonna be like, yeah, like, you know. So I feel like for me, it's also like a feeling of how you feeling too, because like you said, like just having that reminder, looking at it the way you were saying, like once I realized that I have the ability to create at any moment, that changes things for me, because now I realize that I don't know.
Well, you know what though? It's crazy because what Stephen just now said is so interlocks with what you're saying. Because what Stephen said was he feels that when he's in this creative flow, it's healing. And you were saying that when you feel good, right, you're able to create. And it's just so clear, like it's kind of like you're channeling your higher self. And when you're in that space, that is healing. It is healing, and it does come through when you're in a good space. So like a lot of times, let's say when people are at work and they're like, we gotta think of what we're gonna do next and how we're gonna solve this problem, and then you get tense, and then things get forced. And so they say that the best thing to do is to go do something you love. So while everybody else is like, we gotta work and get this done, we gotta stay here until we get it right. Really, if you stop and do something you love, then the answers will come.
Both of y'all said something that resonated, two different thoughts for me. One, when you said, yeah, you know, you create the most when you're feeling the best. It's funny because the whole time I was thinking, like, you know, when my creativity level is low, my self-doubt level tends to be very high. And that was like the one thing that I always realized. I was like, well, I tend to self-doubt a lot more. And like, as a result, I'm less creative because I'm so focused on like, oh, well, I'm not this and I'm not that, and like this and that. Like, there's too much self-doubt that don't even exist and ain't real. So that was one. And then two, with you, lost it. No, give me a second. That's gonna come back. It was great too. It was good. I'm certain it was. Like I was about to.
Yeah, that happened with me too.
I had a bomb. What did you last say?
I just remember saying something about Stephen saying that creation is like healing, channeling your higher self. You got to be in a good place. When you're at work and you're stressed.
There we go. Yeah. And you also said something that was interesting too, like with when you're at work and you're stressed, it's like you tend to be less creative and like less problems are solved. That resonates with me so much because like I think everybody has times in their job where things become tense and it's like, all right, well, like, what are we going to do to figure out the next solution? And for me, I would always need to go take a walk or like do something that made me feel better first before I could even think about whatever issue we're trying to discuss. That, and I will never forget, I watched an interview from a guy, I think his name was Kevin, it was Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, and he was talking about his hiring process, and he actually said that he wouldn't hire somebody unless they also had something that they did on the side as well, because in the job field that they were at, it gets very stressful, and he wants to make sure that the person who he's hiring has something to do to feel good. Like, I don't want you to just focus on work.
That's pretty cool.
And I remember when he said that, I was like, that is so key. Like, it is so key. So yeah, definitely, I think everybody produces better work when they feel better. It's just a fact. So yeah.
And when you talking about work, it's like, for me, I sort of take what I do outside of work, and it helps me when I'm at work. So like, when I do words of wisdom, I'm making people feel good and helping them out. And so when I'm at work, I need that exact same feeling sometimes, and so I will go back and reread what I posted, and I'm like, you know what? Because I'll instantly forget it, but then when I reread what I've posted for other people, I'm like, dang, okay. Now I'm in a healing space. I'm operating from like where I want to be at, my highest self, out of love, and so my mind is not clouded. I'm not in a frenzy or running around like a chicken with my head cut off at work like everybody else is. I'm just in my higher, cool, mellow state, and so just to piggyback off what you were saying.
I love like group creating too. Like when everybody just feeling good and we throwing stuff off each other. Like I feel like that's a beautiful creative process as well.
That, and when that process is happening too, you look up and the creation is just so magnificent and also grand, because
much larger.
Because everybody just feeling good and doing it. But you never feel like you're doing any of that when you're doing it. You just look up and it's like, oh man, like we made the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
Well, like what you said earlier, Rodney, about it just flows and it's like no effort involved. And that's the state that I get in, like when I'm at peace as well. And so, like a lot of times, like I write a lot, and I might even write books, or I might write in my journal, things like that. And I go back and read it, and it's just the most beautiful thing. And I'm just like, I know I didn't write that. That didn't come from me, or whatever. But even there was a time, believe it or not, people would ask me to write letters for their friends. Like if their friend is in a bad situation, they'll ask me, can you write a letter to my friend? And I'm thinking, I don't know your friend, so how am I to do that? But yet and still, I would sit there and I would put myself in a certain space, and then I could write the letter to the friend, and then they would be like, your letter was perfect. It made them get up out of bed, or whatever the case was. And it's not me.
All right.
I mean, I guess it's me. It's my higher self me, but it's not this physical me.
I could definitely see you as the person that I would ask to write a letter for somebody who's going through a tough time too.
But don't.
Can I get a letter? I want to put a piece of paper back in front of Steve and say we can get that drawing back out.
No, right? That's what I was saying. Thinking like, why are you just telling us this? We was looking for an artist.
We said there was
Weeks go by.
You can't draw a little Maximus or a little shit.
I can do a lot of songs.
Man, you seen that stuff we had? And
I did say it. Yeah, I did.
You say a word.
So I'm just gonna do it over here. Let them do what they doing.
Where we at on time?
15 minutes. Well, rolling on 15 minutes.
Rolling on 15.
Rediscovering creativity.
I was trying to think of a question. Another question.
So does anybody have like specific ways that they get to that place where they can flow?
I kind of said mine in the beginning.
Yeah, for me, it's a multiple, a bunch of different ways. Honestly, it's I feel very creative. One, when I talk to any of y'all, so it don't like it'll never hurt me to pick up a phone and call one of y'all. Like it's something, that conversation to get something going. Two, conversation just in general. If I'm able to have a genuine, feel good conversation, like the creative thoughts just start flowing. I'm like, oh, we could do this together. We could do that together. And three, sleep. Like when I go to sleep, like I am famous for like, nah, I had a solution when I wake up. Like that is my go-to line. And I don't know if it's like it's me putting my intention and my focus on that as I'm going to sleep. It's like, nah, I had an answer like when I wake up. But like, so yeah, sleep.
Yeah, sleep does it for me too. Sleep, taking walks in the park.
Okay.
And yeah, just really like solitude.
That's one of mine too. Like I would say solitude.
What y'all mean by solitude? What y'all mean by solitude?
Like just getting to a place where I don't have a lot of outside distractions.
That's right. And then listening and being around people that are creative already and they're doing something creative, because I just listen to them and I'm like, dang, it motivates me to be like, to step into my creativity even more.
Talking for me helps, like you were saying, because I can call y'all and we just, and all kind of thoughts and stuff start coming from us talking. And for me, also a random thing is fishing.
Okay.
Just being like, just relaxing on the water is, it brings me back there.
That's another one too. Yeah, water.
I'm also inspired by other art too, like in every art form. So like, if I know like I really need to be creative for like something or whatever, I watch like a TV show I really enjoy, but like not for like the comedy part of it. Like I watch like a very well put together TV show in my mind. I go, that was a piece of art. Like let's create something like that. Like so, definitely inspired by other art.
But yeah, I think it's key to remember that we all have some creative ability.
Okay.
Not just some, but like a lot. And we tend to think it's like focused on art. You know, can I do face painting or can I draw? Can I paint? Like I know my husband loves to just get like, what's it called? Like I'm just saying paint board and paintbrush and just paint. And he always does that activity, and I'm just like, oh, I hate this activity. Or whatever. But there's so many ways that we can be creative, and that we do shut it down often by just allowing our minds to be cluttered with so many things or whatever. But there are ways to get that creativity back.
But thank you guys. Thank you guys for the topic, advice. And hopefully this topic help you guys rediscover your creativity, and you can go out here and just be great with it. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us. And until next time, this is Arvette.
And this is Steve.
Teron.
Rodney.